Everyone, welcome, everyone. Everybody that's tuning in. Welcome to the Niner Sickness podcast. I am your boy, Niner Sickness. Tonight we have a special guest. I'm excited. Everyone knows this gentleman, and if you don't, you must have been living under a rock. This guy is blowing up on the world of the 49ers. He's very educated, knows his football. So I'm excited to bring him on and have you guys get to know him if you guys have not seen his podcast. But I just want to welcome everybody coming in. Before we get started, as you guys know, please do me a favor and give me a second. Please do me a favor and wipe your feet before entering and smash that like button for your boy, Niner Sickness. And if you haven't done so already, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So I'm looking forward to bringing this young man to the show. I cannot wait. So let's get this party started right now. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, no further ado, let's bring the man, the myth, the legend, the man himself, my boy, Wayne Breezie. What's up, my brother? How you doing, sir?
What's good, bro? I mean, your intro is fire, bro. Like everything is looking good, man. Nice, smooth transitions. You're doing the thing over here at Niner Sickness Podcast, bro. Appreciate the invite.
Appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the love. Real quick, just before we get started, let me go ahead and invite let me acknowledge some of the people popping in. Eric, what's going on, brother? We got Lucky in the house. How you doing, Lucky? The Faithful's in the house. Damien's in the house. What's up, Damien? And then we got Roberto in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel.
That's good.
David McNews in the house. Thank you for wiping your feet. Appreciate that. We got Carcast in the house. How you doing, Carcast? The young man. Mike Jackson 05 is in the house.
Mr.
Jackson. We got the No Border Sports. Ryan. How you doing, Ryan? Welcome to the show. So, as people starting to come in, I just want to say, man, thank you for accepting my invite, brother. I've been looking forward to seeing you on my show for a minute. I've been watching, like I said before we started, I've been watching you for a very long time, and I've seen you blown up on the internet, man. I've seen you take off, and man, brother, every time I watch your show, never for a minute a dull moment. You always bring the fire, man. You always get the fire going on, and man, it's all something about just your tenacity, talking football, and your knowledge and everything you provide just keeps me glued to your channel from the start to the end, bro. And it's just fire. So before we get started, can you just let everybody know? I'm pretty sure everyone already follows you than what they follow me, but let them know how they can find you in all your plugins, bro.
Hey, man, first, I appreciate the invite. And whenever you want me to rock with you know, I'm here. You rock with my schedule. You work really well with my schedule. You give me times and dates. I love it. You're very studious. You're very on point. You're very professional. So I appreciate that. But guys, listen, man, thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to have a fun time tonight. I can tell you that right now. But if you want to go ahead and subscribe to my channel, if you're not already subscribed right here on YouTube, it's just Wayne Breezie, man. It's the name. It's there on Twitter. It's there on Instagram. If you're going to follow on Instagram, make sure you go to Wayne Breezie too. But everything is just Wayne Breezie. I try to keep it simple. My old Instagram got hacked and I still can't get it back. That's why it's not Wayne Breezie. So if you're already following me on the original Instagram account, please go ahead and report that joint. I'm trying to get Instagram to believe that I am Wayne Breezie. It's unfortunate that they don't believe me, even with facial recognition.
Yeah, I know how social media is, bro. And I feel bad for you getting hacked, man. It seems like the more popular you get, the more people want to mess with you, man.
Yeah,
Haters.
it is, man. But I welcome everybody. That's my thing, man. I welcome the haters. I welcome the lovers. Everybody. I
I
just
love it.
welcome them all. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man. Without the haters, bro, sometimes I say, you know what? We always love the viewers that are supportive and support the channel, but you also got to give some love to the haters. The haters bring some flavor to the show as well, and they make you to thrive to do better. And
100%.
it's exciting to watch, man. So a couple of people walked in. Brandon, what's up, brother? Big Jason, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel. Matthew Navarro's in the house. How you doing, sir? I'm excited, man. Let's go ahead and jump in right away to our first topic. But I just want to welcome you as our special guest tonight from the Nitty Gritty Niners.
Yeah.
What made you name the channel that? I mean, I love it, but how did you come up with that name?
So me and my brother. All right. So this is how it came down. My brother and I, my man Donnie Fortino, we actually met for the very first time in California in San Francisco at the old stadium at the Candlestick Park. We were at the pick for the stick game. So, as I was courting my wife, I was dating my wife, I went out to California. I wanted to get the blessings from her father and her mom to marry her, whatever. My idea was to propose to her at the game. Donnie and his uncle was there, and we just happened to be sitting next to each other. And it was just so fortunate. The first thing Donnie did, it was my first game ever. Not ever. It was my first game in San Francisco. I'm sorry. Whenever they come to the East Coast, I tried to go out there and support them. But he had on those Band-Aid joints under his eyes, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you want some?" So he called me brother, like from the rip. And ever since then, we've been brothers. And the cool thing is he's from the East Coast, but he lives out on the West Coast. And so one thing that we like to do on the East Coast, we just get down to the nitty gritty. We're really gritty over here on this coast. It's a little different, right? We wear Timbs in the summertime, right? So it's funny because I asked my wife yesterday, I was going to a show. I was like, "Is it cool if I wear these Timbs?" And she's from Cali. She was like, "Nah." I'm like, "You definitely from the West Coast," because we wear Timbs all year long on the East Coast with shorts. So we're really gritty over here. So Donnie and I got together, man, and we was like, "Yo, man, Wayne, you're really good, blah, 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 blah. Let's do our thing. And let's call it, let's call it gritty." And I was like, "Nitty gritty. Let's get down and get nitty gritty. We keep everything's 100%, blah, blah, blah." And shout out to Donnie. He's one of the founders of Nitty Gritty, man. That's my boy, man. I that's my heart right here. He's doing the family thing right now, and I love him and I appreciate him, but he always has a spot with me right here with Nitty Gritty.
Oh, right on. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, when I saw that name, I'm like, that's a perfect name. And then I like that the way you did the album, kind of where the album was opening and pictures of yourself with a kind of like the cartoon type of character. I thought that was awesome, bro. That was like, that's fire right there.
Thank you.
And then your guys' content, your content, and then that you guys bringing different. That's one thing I love about having more than one co-host on my show. Sometimes is same topic but different perspective, right? Each of us have our own perspective to the same topic, and it's nice to share that with the viewers, the opportunity to get different perspective from different hosts, and that's one thing I love about the whole 49er content community. And I'm always supporting the community because it's like, I'm a big guy. I reference a lot with food. It's like walking into a buffet, bro. You can choose what you want to eat. You don't have to exactly eat one plate. You can go in there and choose. And with all these content creators bringing all their own styles, then you are able to watch what you want to watch whatever particular day you want to watch. And some people tell me, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry I came late to your show because I was watching." I said, "Hey, listen, I'm pretty sure you probably feel the same way." I go, "It's a privilege to come on here and to be here for the viewers." So I tell the viewers, man, when you guys pop in, because nobody, at least for me, nobody needs to come in and watch me at all. The fact that they do that, man, it's an honor to host a show for all the viewers.
I'm with you, bro. It is an honor because it's like, well, number one, we get to talk about our passion. I think The one thing that all of us share together, obviously, we love the 49ers, and we love the 49ers in our own individual, unique way, right? Like I'm a very energetic, hyped individual till my voice is gone, till I'm lightheaded, about to pass out, losing all oxygen. Need like that. That's just the type of a fan that I've been, and I just wanted to take that fandom and mix it with some good content, right? And so I owe everything to you and everybody out there from your support, my wonderful crew, Peachy, Mose, Fair, and the old crew, Donnie, Annie, all of them, man, like Makoa, like everybody that's been a part of this whole nitty gritty, Monday night show. Like I owe them everything, right? And so but the thing is, I just love to be. I'm just so passionate about it, and it's really cool that we have fans out here that can connect. Right? They can connect to that passion. Sometimes they might say I'm overhyped. Sometimes I get the hype from them. Sometimes they give me the energy. So it's really cool that we're able to bounce off one another and share the one thing in common that we actually love. Whether we're divided, we still love this team regardless. If it's Jimmy Garoppolo, if it's Trey Lance, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we love the 49ers. We just want to win. I think at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Us winning the daggone championship.
Exactly. It's been a long time coming. I don't know if you know this. I've shared this in the past with all my viewers. I'm an old man. I've been watching the Niners prior to Bill Walsh and Joe Montana being part of the Niners. And I got the opportunity to go to all 5 Super Bowls and watch them play.
What?
And I was there at all 5 Super Bowls. And, all the parades that took place. And that's a legacy that I will always carry with me. Unfortunately, I can't pass that down to my family, but it's something that I'll take with me. But it's something that I always hold close to my heart. The opportunity that I had to view all those Super Bowls in person, man. It was fun and exciting. The first guy, like I said, I've been a fan for a long time, but my first game that I ever been to Candlestick Park happened to be the NFC Championship game.
Wow.
Dwight Clark, the catch. And I was in the opposite side of the field, but I was there when I saw that. And that was the first time that I was actually watched the 49er game in person.
Wow.
So those are things that are memorable to me. But we are not here about me. We're here about you. So we're going to get to know you a little bit better. You
For
good with that,
sure.
brother?
I'm down with that, man. I'm all about that. Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to get to know you a little bit better. So let's go ahead and ask you your first question. How old were you and why did you choose the Niners from all the other teams that were available at the time?
Cool. So I was probably about 8 or 9, and my mom's a Cowboys fan,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, my mom's a Cowboys fan, and I grew up, the Niners in the 80s. They had their fair share of Super Bowls. And that was the team that I grew up watching on TV. What I fell in love with more than anything with the 49ers? Just the colors, red
Mm.
and gold. You know what I'm saying? It was much better than that damn silver and blue, whatever color you want to call the Dallas. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it just stood out to me. So I fell in love with the colors, and then once I, became of that age to really start understanding, I was a huge collector, and football cards, football, baseball cards, collectors and cards, right? Comic books too, but man, I have so many stories. So I just became a diehard 49er fan around the age 8. And then the age 9 and 10, that's when I started watching them more on TV. And then I started collecting those cards at age 10 and 11. And I got hooked on Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, like that whole crew, right? And Brent Jones, like you name it. Like that was my wave of the 49ers. So I got like kind of like the blunt end of Bill Walsh and then more George Seifert, if that makes any sense. And then I got the one Super Bowl in '94. So that was my thing. That's what I remember the most. The '94. Even though I remember the '80s, the Super Bowls in the '80s, that '94 one is the one that stood out the most for me because I was at that age where now I could go to school. I remember that year too, 1994. That year was crazy because the 49ers I remember them losing the game on Monday night. I want to say they played the Los Angeles Raiders, and all my friends were football fans. So I had a Vikings fan, a Broncos fan, and whatnot. And I remember going to school, and we had lost. We had lost to the Raiders on Monday night. I could be wrong, but I think that was the team. And bro, I didn't even go into school. I went to school, but I ain't even going to. I was so sad that my team lost. My team was greatness, but to make a long story short, at the end of that season, they went on to win the Super Bowl. So that was 1994 and that 95 Super Bowl against the San Diego Chargers. And so, yeah, man, that's kind of like when I really got hooked into the 49ers. Definitely like mid to late 80s is when I got introduced. And then I just became a fan ever since then and been with the 49ers ever since then. Never, ever. I mean, when you go and pay for a ticket to go to MetLife Stadium, before it was MetLife Stadium, it was the Meadowlands, to watch Jim Druckenmiller play, you're a diehard fan, bro. That lets you know right there. Jim Druckenmiller, bro. I remember those days, man. We had some bad days.
Yes, we did. And so if that Raider game was bad enough for you not want to go to school, how did you handle that beatdown by the Philadelphia Eagles, 40-8, bro?
That was a tough year, yo. One of my friends must have been a Raiders fan, and I talked mad smack. I don't think I had any Eagle fans. So I think one of my good friends at the time was a Raiders fan. And because I just knew, bro, we had Jerry Rice and Steve Young and John Taylor and William Floyd and that defense who was still trying to get to know one another. This was early in the season. And I was talking trash, right? And I did not want to face whoever it was because I knew they were going to clown me. And I didn't want to be clowned. I think I was in 9th grade, bro. I didn't want to be clowned in 9th grade.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. That loss was tough, man. They even George Seifert even pulled Steve Young out of the game, and Steve Young was livid when he got pulled.
Yes, I remember that. So you bring it back. You taking me down memory lane, bro. Like real good. You're really good. I love it.
Yeah, I love history, bro. I've always been a history. I always like the history, especially with my 49ers. That game against Kansas City, the first time that we faced Joe Montana.
Bro.
And what a close game, right?
Right. It was very close. That was a bittersweet game to watch, right? Because you wanted to root for Joe. At that moment, that's when I realized Joe Montana hated San Francisco, yo. And he didn't hate the fans, and he just hated the organization. He felt like he was done dirty dog down. I'm like, hey, man, you were hurt, and Steve Young was hot, and they were ready to move on. But luckily, and is it me, bro, or do the 49ers always, the good organizations that run the 49ers, do they always try to find just the best situation for players that they care about? That's what it kind of seems like. So they made sure that Joe was taken care of. He went to Kansas City. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was. And you're right. A lot of people were upset. I remember very clearly when Joe Montana was traded, a lot of Niner fans were upset. Not as crazy as, believe it or not, the whole Jimmy and
Lance situation. Crazy. Go figure.
He figures that this whole Jimmy is getting more publicity than Joe Montana ever did, and this guy won us 4 Super Bowls, Hall of Fame quarterback, and he was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I remember, I'm like, what? But I don't know about you, but I'm a big Steve Young. I'm
a huge Steve Young fan.
Yeah, I love Joe Montana. I love what he did. But people always ask me, who's your favorite quarterback if you had to choose one over the other? And I always pick Steve Young. But that's just me. I always love his style of play.
That's me too. I still would say that Joe Montana is the GOAT.
Correct.
He has more to show for himself. But
Correct.
if you ask me who was my favorite to watch, I know Joe Montana was beautiful to watch, but Steve Young was like a freaking, like it was he was so articulate and masterful, and you didn't know if he was going to run, and when he did run, you didn't know if he was going to take the hit, dive, flip over the end zone, slide feet first. You didn't know if he scored a touchdown, no matter what he took, he was going to get up and spike it, and then he can throw the ball down the field, and then his play action fake was so beautiful.
Yes.
I don't know if it's because he was left-handed, bro, but it was beautiful. It was just like, I don't think anybody can fake the run better than Steve Young, yo. Like, he just faked the handoff, tucked it in nice and beautifully. It was beautiful. It was so masterful. It was like watching a masterpiece. And for Steve Young, remember, he went through the trenches. See, Joe didn't go through the trenches.
Yeah.
Like, Joe got handed the team, and when it was his time, like, he came in and Joe was drafted high, and Steve Young was a trade from Tampa Bay. And then before Tampa, he was in the USFL. Like, he went through some trenches, bro. Steve didn't have it made. He had to go out there and earn that spot. And that you want to know why that Super Bowl meant so much to me is because Steve Young, for the longest time being in San Francisco, had the monkey on his back. And that's he asked Jerry Rice. He said, "Yo, take it off. We did it. It's over." And unfortunately, we couldn't win another one. But yeah, it is what it is.
You know, the whole time before this whole salary cap, you probably will never see two Hall of Fame quarterbacks on the same team for a few years, as we got spoiled in the old days. I mean, watching Joe Montana execute, be a surgeon on the field, and having a quarterback like Steve Young sitting in the wings, they're ready to go off. Man, it's you're never going to see that again. You know, there might be the Tom Brady's, there might be the Peyton Mannings, that, you know, but you're never going to see a team to really have two Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back sitting on the same team. And I understand that a lot of people say, get the monkey on my back. Was it uncalled for Steve Young? But people don't realize Steve Young's a competitor. They're all competitors. Steve Young did not expect to sit on the bench as long as he did when he was brought to the Niners. And people don't get that. People, he just waited his turn. It's not like, he was replacing a Jimmy Garoppolo. He was replacing a 4 Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Four. And let's keep it a buck, right? If Joe Montana didn't get hurt, guess who would have still been sitting?
Yep.
Right? And so it's unfortunate that opportunity, that was the way he was able to get in, right? But I know people don't like talking about Colin Kaepernick, but it was the same thing for him, right? He was drafted 2nd round.
Yep.
Jim Harbaugh guy. Team was Alex Smith was finally getting tread on his tires. He finally found the system that worked for him. He was loved, and all of a sudden he got injured. And you can't knock the coach for going with the guy that they want to go with, especially if it's successful. Unfortunately with Cap, we lost that Super Bowl. It's just unfortunate.
Exactly. And people, you know what, Wayne, I'm glad you brought that up, the Kaepernick and Alex Smith. Yeah, Alex Smith was the number 1 overall pick. Kaepernick was a 2nd round pick, but he was a Harbaugh's guy. And you're right, Alex Smith was clicking. He was starting to pick up that offense that he liked, and he was executing it very well. But what I saw, and I'm pretty sure you saw, and many of us saw, it was a complete different dimension when you put in Kaepernick in there. And it was like a complete different offense.
The league wasn't ready, bro.
No, it wasn't. And I remember my boss was a Bears fan, and we made a bet that, the Niners and the Bears, right? And then when his quarterback, I forgot who it was not going to play at the time, and then Alex Smith was not going to play, we're like, none of us knew neither quarterback. We're like, all right, let's go ahead and just wage the next week, right? I wish I would have kept my wager, because we wagered pretty big, but I never thought that Kaepernick was going to blow it up on a Monday Night Football game, bro.
I know. And wasn't it in bad weather too, if I'm not mistaken? Listen, Kaepernick electrified. He brought the electricity back to San Francisco.
Yes, he
I
did.
would say he brought the electricity back to San Francisco. Not just let me tell you how electrifying Cap was. Cap was so electrifying that you had uh, NFL analysts like Jaws come out and say he possibly can be the greatest quarterback we of all time. And it was because the league could. People keep saying that the league people keep saying that the league figured Kaepernick out. I don't think they did. I
No.
think right. Exactly. I don't think the league figured him out. I think they felt like Cap was a cheat code. They went to San Francisco. It was like, listen, man, you're gonna have to try to take. You got to change him up. And then he started to be more up under center, and then we started to see that Kaepernick struggled, in making his reads. But the thing is this, bro. You know what I understand? It wasn't working. If him doing what he was doing was working, what was the problem?
Exactly. Yeah. Don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What is wrong with us? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think my conspiracy with that whole situation is that Harbaugh was pissed at the organization, and he is since. So what happened was, and I know you know this, the organization, Jed York and Trent Baalke extended Colin Kaepernick before coach extension talks, before Harbaugh was extended. And I think personally, Harbaugh took that as, oh, okay, I got you. This is my guy. You're going to extend him, but you're not going to offer me the extension. And I did this for you in such a short period of time. All right, I got you. Cap, Greg, get Cap up under the center, man. We're going to make him do some things different. I really think Harbaugh was bitter. And it happens. Don't act like we don't watch people get bitter and be stuck in their own ways. Kyle Shanahan is stubborn too, man. Cats get stuck in their ways. They're stubborn, and I get it. I understand it. And it is what it is. I think that's my theory to that whole situation. And then obviously Cap got hurt, so they say. And then all the other stuff started to happen, and that was the end of Colin Kaepernick, and that was the end of the electricity in San Francisco. That was the end of it. Electricity like went out. Like just like
unfortunately,
dang.
it fizzled out. Yeah. It was tough not to be able to experience more. As you can see, I have Cap's jersey behind me.
Yes, I do.
I love Cap. Always been a supporter of Cap. I love mobile quarterbacks. Always loved the Ronald Cunninghams.
Oh my gosh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I like Warren Moon too. Like
Warren Moon. Oh my goodness, Warren Moon.
So you know who I think Trey Lance is gonna be like?
Tell me.
Warren Moon, bro.
Really? I love it.
He has the arm, he has the mobility, and he has the brains. Yo. He's not gonna be like a Randall Cunningham because his body isn't.
No.
Not as fat. His body's not as agile as Randall. Randall can move, okay, but Randall did have a cannon. Steve McNair had a cannon too. A lot of people.
That's who I like. Reference to Steve McNair.
There we go. Yeah, McNair. Ed Domingo. Yes. Steve McNair was the other guy. You put those two guys together, because people forget Warren Moon was a genius at quarterbacking.
Yes, he was.
Like he understood the game. I really think Cap understands the game. I don't think Big Papa. I love Big Papa. I don't think defenses figured him out. I don't think they figured Lamar Jackson out. Lamar Jackson could lead the league in rushing every year if he wanted to. I don't think they figured him out. I think what you want is a dope balance, and I think with Colin Kaepernick, he couldn't give you the balance like of the short pass game and things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had to get outside, make the one read, get the ball down the field and throw it like 1 billion miles per hour. Like that was Cap. That was his passing game. But I don't think they figured him out. Here's why. They couldn't stack the box. They couldn't stack the box with Cap. Because the moment you stack the box, he's outrunning whatever that linebacker safety you got up there. He's outrunning him because it's usually a strong safety that ain't fast.
Exactly. There was one player, bro, that hated Cap. Or played, not personally, but playing against Cap.
Yeah, who?
Clay Matthew from the Packers.
Clay Matthews from the Packers.
You couldn't stand Cap because every time they thought they had him, he was gone. And he showed in that playoff game against him. You can see the frustration on Clay Matthews, on Cap. But Cap was a different Cap, man. He now people think that I whenever I have shows, I get the comparisons that Kaepernick's a lot like Lance is like Kaepernick. I said the style of running. I said no, it's not. I don't think the running is nowhere. Cap can run.
Kaepernick was faster.
Cap can run. I think the misconception with Lance, bro, and I would like to get your point on this. I don't think that Lance is a runner. I think he's a passing quarterback with the ability to be mobile enough to escape the pocket and continue and to extend plays and allow his receivers to get out and break out of their, away from the defender and get the ball down the line. And people think that his running is there like Lamar Jackson. There's no way that Lance will ever run like Lamar. Ever.
They're not even built the same way. First of all, Lance is a big dude. I need y'all to understand that Lance is pretty solid, especially up top. So if he runs, he's looking to like lay the boom, right? But I think he understands after that Arizona game that these guys in the NFL are a little bit different than they are in college. I think he learned from that, right? He learned from that mistake. Trey Lance is a quarterback first. I want y'all to understand that.
Yes.
I want y'all to understand that he's a quarterback first. Even when he moves, he's looking to get the ball out of his hand, which is what y'all want, right? That's what we want. We want that, right? We want that play extended. We want that wide receiver to finally get open if they've been covered, things like that. And here's another thing. You know what we don't talk about much, bro? You know what we don't talk about much? Our wide receivers, right? Remember when they first got here, they struggled, but they were babies. Deebo Samuel was a baby. He was a baby. And the moment, and Kendrick Bourne, they were babies. The moment they added Emmanuel Sanders, it changed up the wide receiving catching game because now guys were learning how to get open. They were learning how to do other things. Well, guess what? Deebo's going into year 4. Ayuk's going into year 3? This is scary now because now these guys aren't babies. Now they know how to get open. They've played in the NFL. They've got their lumps and bruises, and good luck trying to defend them. And that right there is why Lance is going to progress much more rapidly than we've watched other quarterbacks progress. See, Josh Allen, in my opinion, you had some people saying that he's an anomaly to the quarterbacks, right? Like he went from Dookie year 1 to like, oh my gosh, MVP year 2. That's an anomaly type of thing. And I get it. But he's too didn't have the weapons that he had. He's about to have Stephon Diggs for the second time. Oh my goodness. I'm glad we're not in the AFC right now.
Amen to that, bro, for many reasons.
They about to light it up. So, same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Trey Lance, regardless of the amount of reps, the amount of snaps that he's taken, has what we want in a quarterback, right? He has the tenacity, something that you used earlier on the show. He has the athleticism. He also has the brain mental capability to comprehend the game. He has the cognitive ability. I'm going to use that word. He's able to understand the game and is able to understand mistakes. He's able to break down situations. Guess what else he can do? He can read the pocket. Like he can read what's going on. Now, if Trey Lance come out there year 2 and start saying, Omaha, because he's reading the coverages and he knows what the mic is about to do and this person, whatever, I'm saying that we got ourselves an anomaly and we're just going to have to sit back and watch everything unfold right before our eyes. And all those analysts going to have to sit there and eat all the receipts. What's going on, Raphael? It's going to be crazy.
Exactly. Hey, bro, real quick, and we'll get right back to where we left off, but I'm going to have to put you in the spot just for a second.
No problem.
I know you can sing. I've heard you sing before. I know you're musically inclined. One of my youngest viewers, Jayla.
Absolutely.
One of my youngest viewers, Jayla, her birthday. And Jayla. I'm not going to try to sing happy birthday and dishonor her birthday by hearing my voice. Do you mind doing a happy birthday to her?
It's Jayla, right?
Jayla, correct.
Jayla, I hope you're watching. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jayla. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jayla. Let's go.
Right on. Thank you for that. I got to give you a hand of applause for that singer, bro. Ooh. My goodness. I felt that. There you go to her mom, Dotson. There you go, Don. Thank you. Tell Jayla we wish her the best. Don says, real quick, she says, thank you. This is Jayla. Oh, Jayla's using her mom. So there she is watching. Just heard you sing, brother. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Jayla. Happy birthday.
That's awesome, bro. I appreciate that. She had requested on here. I didn't expect that, so I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, man. But you did beautiful.
It's all love, brother. It's all love.
Ryan says, "Is that Jamie Foxx?"
Jamie Foxx is one of my faves, so I'm glad he mentioned that. I used to watch the Jamie Foxx show, bro, and I like Jamie Foxx. And if I ever met Jamie, I felt like I met him before, but if I ever meet him to sit down and talk to him, I'm gonna be like, Jamie, I prefer you much better when you sing as a comedian because he's just that much better than he is as a recording artist. So and that might offend him, but I get more feeling in the song when he's kind of like playing around. If you watch the Jamie Foxx show, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watch him. I don't follow him as much, but definitely if that's how you see it, bro, I'll take your word for it. I'm not musical inclined. My wife is, but I'm not. Man, if I try to sing in the shower, the water stops. So that's how bad it is, bro. So we're not gonna do that, bro. The mice take off, and So, but I appreciate that, bro. So, roll back, and like I told you before the show, this is more of just kind of get to know you, random type of show.
I love it.
Everything's been talked about so much, but the whole Kaepernick situation was amazing. Watching him run, I'm looking forward. Trey Lance. I'm not a hater on Jimmy Garoppolo. I appreciate what he's done for 100%. This organization, being a class act and handling everything as a professional. I see so much hate for Jimmy. I can understand the frustration about his ability to play on the field.
That's it right there. You said it. I think people get hateration, which is spelled totally different. It starts with an H than frustration.
Come on now.
See, I think people don't understand that we're more frustrated with Jimmy. Here's why. Jimmy was signed to a 5-year deal, correct?
Yes.
Out of those 5 years, he's been with this team for 4 years. This is his 5th year, correct?
Yes.
So that means in these 4 years, he's played only in 2 years. He's only really given us 2 seasons. Now, in those 2 seasons, okay, you want to know why I'm frustrated? Inconsistency in every category you can name, whether you're talking about health, accountability, you name it. Like Jimmy's just inconsistent, right? Accuracy, deep throws, staying in the pocket, getting out the pocket, throwing the ball away, throwing interceptions. He's consistent at that. But this is not a hate thing when it comes to Jimmy. It's frustration because Jimmy, you only gave us 50% of your contract, bro. And you got paid 100%.
Yes.
Do you understand my frustration? I paid this dude 100%, and he's only giving me 50% of the terms of the contract. So that's the issue. That's it. There's no hateration for me and Jimmy. I love Jimmy. I thank Jimmy for what he did for this organization. When he the last game when he did that speech, my post was thanking him, not for being just a class act, for bringing this organization back to winning. We weren't winning.
Exactly. We were.
And I'm not saying we won because of Jimmy. I'm just saying he helped bring this organization back to winning. End of discussion. You could drop the mic right there because that's what he did. When he wasn't playing, we were losing. And so, I get why people say, oh, Jimmy, he just wins. It appears to be that way because when he's playing and when he's healthy, the team is healthy, everything is working. Give me a healthy Jimmy and a bad team. I guarantee you we won't win. Give me a healthy team and a subpar healthy Jimmy. Guess what? We were able to get to the NFC Championship. Just hear me. Just hear what I'm saying. Jimmy had a busted thumb and a messed up shoulder, and he was beat up. And this team and Jimmy was still able to get to the NFC Championship and 3 points away from winning that and going to the Super Bowl, which I think they would have beat the brakes off Cincinnati for the second time.
Oh, absolutely. They would have definitely beaten them better the second time than they did the first time against them. After that offensive line, unfortunately for Cincinnati, was atrocious, and you start seeing it tear down in the playoffs, and it finally came to bit them in the butt in the Super Bowl, especially against Aaron Donald and company, Von Miller coming at them. That was difficult to watch.
But you know why? Because we were their Achilles heel. And once we gave them the juju or the energy or whatever you want to call it, the Rams were salivating at the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
They were ready. They didn't care who they played. They were going to go at them hard body, is something that we used to say, only because they were able to shake and beat their Achilles heel, bro. That's it.
Absolutely. And, it's hard. People don't understand. It's hard to beat a team that is as good as the Rams. Super Bowl champs, obviously 3 times in 1 year. You know what I mean? They've been doing it for 2 or 3 years in the regular season, but it's hard. And kudos to McVay. He played the Niner football. He played Niner football, and they were the better team. But it's going to be fun to watch the 49ers again this year against the Rams. And if Trey Lance continues to be the quarterback that we think he's going to be, it's going to make it very interesting. Now that Russell Wilson is gone, because the nightmares that Russell Wilson gave the NFC West for so many years, especially the Niners, Bell. It's like Eric Armstead had him in his hands, and there he goes. Alden Smith had him in his hands when Alden Smith, and he escapes like Houdini and throws a 40-yard bomb to Lockett. And it's like, really? So anyway, I want to just continue on real quick with asking you, if you could choose 3 NFL players that inspired you as a kid, who would they be? Not Niner fans, just NFL players.
NFL players. That's a really good question. The number one player I would say that inspired me was Jerry Rice. At the age of 41, that's how old I am now. If you want to know where I get my work ethic, a lot of people say, when you work hard, you work too hard or whatever. I learned it from Jerry. When did he ever take a day off, yo?
He still doesn't. He's been retired forever. He's still running the same hill.
You took it right out of my mouth. I was going to get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So every other day, I find this hill and I try to run up it. I don't care if it take me 5 minutes. I'm getting up the hill because I watched Jerry do it his whole career. And when I met him and I got a chance to sit there and chop it up with him, I just let him know like how much of an impact like he had on my life from being a young boy into growing into becoming a man. I don't know what Jerry did off the field because there were no cameras around, but in my opinion, he carried himself like a mother freaking professional each and every time with the same competitive edge each and every time. Remember that one time he lined up against Deion Sanders and wouldn't shake his hand?
Yeah.
He'll
talk to him before or after the. Oh no, not before. After the game, plenty.
After the game, that's it.
But before, during,
yeah. A lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but another player that I like and I respect is Tom Brady. He was the underdog. I feel like I'm the underdog. I feel like I can relate. I feel like I'm that 6th round draft pick 299 or 199 or whatever like that. And now I'm just gonna go out there and show everybody why they should have picked me. And I apply that to everything in life: teaching, being a musician, content creating, podcasting, when you name it. And I don't mind being that because I know that I have that Jerry Rice work ethic. And I know in my head and in the back of my head, I'm going to be able to give it all I got. So I watched Tom Brady. I kind of watched two goats like go at it. And if I had to pick somebody that wasn't like in that goat statistic category, can I go to a different sport?
Yeah,
Because
of
he's a
course.
goat too. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a diehard Celtics fan.
I know.
That's my favorite team.
I'm a Laker fan, so
And that's
just
cool,
kidding.
right? No. I respect it. You know, we tied right now. Right now, one of us got to be the leader of
17,
the
yes, sir.
we were first to 17. But anyway, so yeah. So if
Love
you
you,
don't
brother.
have Michael Jordan from the business aspect as well as the competitive aspect as well as that like hard worker as well as being an underdog. Jordan was an underdog too. Yo, he was garbage in North Carolina. He wasn't the first round draft pick. He was drafted late.
Yep.
But then he came out with this crazy work ethic. So I grew up in that era, bro. I grew up and watching hard workers. Jerry Rice, what was he picked? What, 16 in the
Yeah.
first round?
Yep.
Like that's late, right? And so, well, at middle, sorry, but I just think those three guys and listening to them talk and listening to them speak. Now, remember, this was like Tom Brady was before social media still. Now he's learned how to capitalize off of social media. But remember, Tom came in before social media. I saw somebody in the chat said, "Can you imagine if Drew Bledsoe never got hurt? We would not have Tom Brady right now."
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's some crazy
Hard to imagine, but yeah, absolutely.
stuff. Larry Bird is definitely one of my guys, man. But Michael Jordan, man. So Michael Jordan was definitely one of those guys that I definitely looked up to. Growing up, it was Jordan, Tom Brady, and if I took it to baseball, it would be a guy named Frank Thomas.
Frank
I
Thomas.
just like the way he carried the big hurt. Just love the way he carried himself. I got a chance to meet him
Right
in
on.
Vegas. Yep, when I went to the draft, I mistakenly got on the wrong train, and I'm looking
planned,
at
bro.
this
It was
big
planned.
guy, and I'm like, "This is my idol," but this can't be him, but this is him. And I was like,
Wow.
"Excuse me, sir, are you the big hurt?" He smiled and said, "Yeah." I said, "Listen, man, growing up, yo, I'm not saying you're old, but listen, man, you're my like." And so he was like, "Oh, so you're saying I'm old?" No, I'm not. I'm not saying, dude, I'm
Yeah, I was going to say
41.
that's not the best way to start a sentence, but
It wasn't, but he took, we laughed, we took pictures, we had a good time. And so he's another guy. Like those were my pillars right there. So I had to throw in that fourth one. Sorry about that.
no, that's cool, man. Those are players that inspired you, and we all have them. And that's the reason why I said the NFL, because but we have it in all sports as well, and it doesn't have to be Niners all the time. I love football first and foremost. Niners are my team that I root for and I support, but I love players individually and what they've been able to do. I can't stand the Cowboys, especially those that came up in my era. It was the Niners and Cowboys. Who cares about who played in the AFC at the time? And who cared who played in the NFC? It was about the NFC Championship was the real Super Bowl
True
in that time. And
years.
the Cowboys had the better of that run. I hate to say Niner fans get mad at me, but it's the truth. They had the better run because they had the triplets. But I don't blame the Cowboys. You know who I blame?
Who?
The Minnesota Vikings for the Herschel Walker trade.
Oh my goodness.
If it wasn't for the Herschel Walker trade that gave all those picks to the Cowboys, they wouldn't be able to build what they built.
They wouldn't have had Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and Alvin Harper and Larry Johnson. They had a squad. Larry Brown, they had a squad.
Yes.
But they had the picks to get it,
And that was a Herschel. And what did Herschel Walker do for the Vikings?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And the Vikings still can't live that down. But yeah, so like I said, I grew up a Niner fan and the Cowboys, but I always enjoy watching Michael Irvin do his thing. I always watch Emmitt Smith. He's still one of my favorite running backs. Not of all time. Barry Sanders is, but because Barry Sanders was electrifying to watch, man. That Lions had no offense to save their life, and what Barry was able to do was amazing. But so I like all these. So that's why I wanted to ask you that question, because I knew that we all have those individuals that inspires us as kids, because we all growing up hoping to either be like someone, or or they just inspire us. Like with Jerry Rice, with yourself, you said about going to the hill and having the work ethic like Jerry Rice, that inspired you to do it. And to see Jerry Rice still do it now at the age of, I mean, he can still beat some of our receivers that we have on our team right now. I mean, he can't take the hits, but he can definitely run. Although if it wasn't for Jerry, Jerry would try to play now if he could, if they let him. So the next question I wanted to ask you, bro, as we're winding down, and it's been fun. I've been enjoying my evening with you. What position battles are you most looking forward on seeing during training camp?
Yeah, I've come so accustomed to the trenches, and I can't wait to see this defensive line, bro. This defensive line is about to be ridiculous. Here's the cool thing about the defensive line: whoever doesn't make this squad is gonna go somewhere fired up. So I've become a great fan of Chris Kosaric over the time.
Yes.
And getting to know him and the way he coaches, coaching style, I hope he never changes. Players love him. And so the 49ers have, I believe, I can't remember the number off the top of my head. I had it written down, between 16 to like 18 or 19 defensive linemen. I'm talking edges and tackles. I've been doing these exercises where they're probably only going to keep 11 total.
Yeah. That's what they normally keep every year, 11, yeah.
11 total. We got like 17 or 18.
Yeah. You put on Twitter earlier today, I believe, the rushers, and there's 9 rushers. There's not including the D tackles.
Right. Yeah. That's, oh, God. Like, the battles, bro. Jordan Willis versus Charles Omenihu. I mean, Alex Barrett is there. I don't know how he's going to fare with these guys, because they brought us some dogs. Drake Jackson, the rookie, the second.
You missed him, by the way. I love that.
Oh, let me tell you how I missed him, right? So I'm sitting here typing his name, but I was typing it in my web browser because I was looking for a picture. And then I went through my phone and got the picture of Bosa, and I forgot and I left him out. So my bad, Drake, Snake, my bad. No disrespect, but guess what?
How do you leave our first pick of the draft?
Because he's going to make the damn team anyway. Like, that's why. Like,
true. I love it. Love comeback. That's a good comeback, bro.
he going to make the team. He's a lock. But yeah, that's a lot of edge rushers. And then at the inside, the interior. Yeah, there's only one. There's what, one or two, maybe 2 locks at the interior. Mm-hmm. And we said, I think we keep 4.
I believe so. 4, yeah.
Interiors, and then I think we keep, I said 11, 4 minus, and then 7 edge.
7 rushers, yep.
So it's good. Kamiko Torres there. They didn't bring him in for no reason. They brought him in right before the draft.
Yes.
It's going to be crazy, bro. Samson Ebukam, you see how strong he is. God dang. It's ridiculous. It's going to be crazy. So I'm all in on the defensive line side. I've become a fan of the trenches on the defensive side. What about you?
Yeah, I'm a big guy. I love the trenches as well. I love the defensive side, the offensive side. You win in the trenches. You win in the trenches. And a lot of people, I have a friend of mine that believes that if you have a better secondary than the front, that it's better for their team. And I'm like, I love to have both, but I'd rather have the strength in the front than in the back, me personally. Obviously, because if you can have one good corner back there, and if the front is putting the pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback, even if he doesn't throw in an INT, but if he's not able to make his reads because he's feeling or he's hearing footsteps, it gets into a quarterback's head. He starts hearing footsteps, and the more pressure. I'm not a big guy in In sacks, I love sacks. I'm more pressures. I love pressures. The more
Okay.
pressures you can provide, you're going to win me over sacks. I think is so misleading because I've seen quarterbacks run towards the left and just happen to fall on somebody's arm and there's a sack. I think the pressures that a person brings to that it excites me more. But I welcome the sacks as well. But yeah, I love the front seven, Wayne. I think the front seven with our middle linebackers, we have arguably the best
The best.
trio of linebackers in the NFL.
The
The
best.
NFL right now. And that front seven is ferocious. Eric
Mm-hmm.
Armstead found his niche in the inside. And
Inside.
real quick, I want to ask you this. Eric Armstead, I don't think he gets the love that he deserves. I think he's so underrated. I think people are like expect him to be this, I don't know, 12, 15 sack person. But the things that he does for this defense to be able to operate the way it operates is so underlooked, in my opinion. What are your thoughts personally about Eric Armstead?
The thing I like about Eric Armstead is he's a blue collared guy, man. I know he's getting paid, but I don't think he gonna go out there and work. He's definitely an underrated guy. I'm glad you mentioned him because you talked about that you like the front, the pressures up front. You think that can help the secondary, which it absolutely can. Let me tell you, when one of the best quarterbacks of the NFL of all time, Richard Sherman, comes out and says, y'all gonna learn today about Eric Armstead. Yo, he provides so much
Yes, I
help
saw that.
for the secondary. All right. So it's funny, and shout out to, I think Jumbo Elliott put the video up out there and Richard responded to that. But it was so funny that, like, we've been talking about Eric Armstead for the longest and he's not getting the national attention. He's not even getting like the 49ers attention. A lot of the faithful are still mad that they paid him
Over
over
Buckner.
DeForest Buckner. And I want to tell you why. And I know y'all know why, but maybe you what's going on, Silverado? I know y'all know why, but let me just remind you. John and I are going to do this. I don't drink a lot, but we're going to do this drinking game,
Oh,
okay? And
okay.
the drinking game is going to be this. Whenever the 49ers have a presser, how many times will they use the word versatility or a synonym that means the same thing, right? Because that's what the 49ers are. They're a versatile team. They like players that can play multiple positions well. Like you can still master a trade, but still be a jack of all trades. It's like you got to be both with the 49ers, right? And so when it comes to Eric Armstead, the fact that he can line up outside is good. He wasn't bad outside. I don't know what people are talking about. Dude set the edge pretty damn well. And he was able to run down some running backs. I want
Yes.
y'all to remember
Come
that.
on,
Like, he was
brother.
able to catch some guys and contain out on the edge. The issue was the team was suffering inside. So they moved him inside, and then the pressures went up because he's a dominant force inside as well. So, yes, that's his niche. I don't want them to change that. But the fact that he could be versatile and line up on the outside, man, that's why they paid Eric Armstead and not DeForest Buckner, because he can play two positions. So they're getting two positions at the price of one.
Exactly, and they can utilize. And you're right. And he took the lesser contract. People think that the Niners didn't want to sign Defoe. Defoe was given an offer in 2018, but he wanted to get paid Aaron Donald money. And as a person and as a family man, I can understand that point of view. But as a football fan, he's not worth, at least in my opinion, at the time, to get paid Aaron Donald money when he wasn't producing Aaron Donald production, in my opinion. So the Niners says, we're not going to pay that. And Eric Armstead was able to take less, and you can do more with Eric Armstead. And I don't, not people that love Buckner. And that's why I hate referencing players with each other, because like, oh, we should have kept Buckner. The Buckner's a better player than Eric Armstead, in my opinion. But
I
Eric
that.
does more for this team than the Forest did. And people
That's
got to
why I
look
say
at that.
he's that blue collar guy. Oh, you need me to do this, coach? All right, cool. You want me? Oh, all right, cool, no problem. Oh, here, yep, cool. Think about all the players that have to play versatile roles. Think about their team. That's what they have. That's what they have. Even a player that's not as great and Dante Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to play outside? All right, coach, I'll play outside. Oh, you want me to play nickel? All right, coach. He's better than nickel? And then he can play safety.
Yep.
49. You want to know why he keep making his team?
Exactly. That's where I was. Yeah, because he can do everything. He does, or he's willing to do everything.
He's willing to do everything. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Real quick, what's up, Bro Kev? I saw you jumped in. Javier Rios jumping in there. Ed Dominguez jumping in there. The Ramilia Sports Report. Rudy is in the house. Big time Rams fan. Love this guy. He loves his Rams, man. But great guy. We're getting close to that hour. As a matter of fact, we're there. And like I told you, I have very much respect for my guest. I always want my guests to return, so you don't take advantage of your guests if you want them to come back. And I know it's late where you're at, brother. Before I let you go, again, as we have quite a few people in here, let them know where they can follow you once again in case they missed it from the beginning, brother.
All right, no problem. First thing I need y'all to do is hit that like button right now. So don't worry about following me. Hit the like button right now because this has been one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, I had fun. We actually just sat back and talked. The only thing I needed was something cold to drink. Had ran out. And that's it. Like, because we were having a great time and I want to do more of this. I like your platform. I love your platform. I love your following. They're faithful. Shout out to my boy Silverado Kev, man. Keep doing the damn thing out there, bro. You're great in my eyes. Listen, everybody out there, this was dope. You follow me at Wayne Breezie. It's just that simple. Wayne Breezie, guys. It's really simple, but please do me a favor. And after you hit the like, go grab the link, right? Just go up to the link and then put it out there. Shout out to 49ers_throwback because that's what they do. They grab 49ers_throwback, grabs my links and just puts it out there. And I'm like, oh man, I got to put him on my payroll. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. That's nice of him.
It's very nice of him. So please guys, share the podcast. There's this thing, I don't know if you're on TikTok or if you're on, the Reels or whatever, but there's this one recording that stands out to me the most. And it's like, yo, man, they be like, yo, why you not famous yet? And I'd be like, because you won't share my shit. So guys, please share the podcast, Niners Sickness Podcast. Bro, this was amazing. And listen, love the artwork. Love your new logo, like your thing right there. Love it. You're doing this by yourself. Listen, I know it's hard. I do it by myself too. And that's why, people get mad when we take breaks. Sometimes we get burnt out and we just need to take a day off. You know what I'm saying? And just please be respectful of that and our mental, you know what I'm saying? Awareness and things like that, because sometimes we need to take small breaks. But bro, I appreciate this opportunity. I can't wait to do it again. And I got to get you on a Monday night show, on a Nitty Gritty show, so you can rock with the crew. Once the season gets popping off, man, you're more than welcome to come on, man. Whether it's overreaction show or preview show, you name it, you pick the one you want to do. You got it, baby.
That would be definitely an honor, bro. Thank you so much for coming in. I just want to real quick address all the viewers. Listen, I say this in every show. This show isn't what it is if it wasn't for you guys. I truly respect and admire each and every one of you for taking your time of your evening to watch the show. And even those watching the replay, man. Watching the replay, I appreciate you guys. But yeah, like Wayne Breezie said, the man with wisdom. Please share the video with your friends and family. Get my name out there. I really would appreciate that. And for everybody that popped in tonight, I'm not going to mention every name because there's a lot of them, and I always leave one out, and I don't want to do that. But all of you know who you are. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love for the channel. It's always been faithful. Until the next time, we'll see you on the next channel. Peace.